Hello everyone, I'm Joe Ackourey, and welcome to the Fly of the Week. For this episode, episode 63, I'll be tying an egg-laying female Grannom Caddis adult pattern. You see, the females come back to the stream in the evening to deposit their egg sacs, and they have two distinctive methods or two behaviors that they exhibit to deposit this egg sac. One is they crawl down a rock or some other debris that's protruding out of the water, and they crawl right down and they deposit their egg sac underwater. The other is they kind of just skitter on the surface or land on the surface and drop off the egg sac. The pattern that I'm going to show you is the second one, where they just land in the water and drop their egg sac. So, without further ado, let's get started. All right, guys, here we go. The egg-laying female Grannom Caddis. This is a great little pattern that I use. As the females come back to the stream after mating, they deposit their egg sac, typically in the evening. It's been my experience, the evening. And they have several different ways to deposit the egg sac. Some of these, the females will deposit their egg sacs. They land on a rock that's sticking out of the water, and they'll dive down. They'll literally crawl down the rock and deposit their egg sac on the side of the rock. They crawl down a log or any type of debris that's sticking out of the water. I've also seen them skittering on the water, and I've also personally witnessed them fully spent with their abdomen, with their egg sac hanging off their abdomen, just laying there spent in the water. And I've had success with that pattern, so that's what I'm going to share with you today. So let's get started here. Let's place the hook in the vise. There's really no defined shank here because it's a curved hook that I'm using. And I'm going to cover the front half of the hook with thread. Clip off the excess. So being that this pattern is spent on the water, it's very difficult to see. So I'm going to put this little indicator. I'm going to use my medium done sparkle yarn. So I'm going to attach that in the front of the hook, clip off the excess, and for now I'm just going to leave that kind of hanging. I don't want you to crowd the eye. There is definitely a space between the eye of the hook and the indicator. We're going to just leave that there for now. And now we're going to approximate the exact sweet spot for our wing. So I'm going to wrap back halfway, and then wrap half of that coming back. That's where our wing is going to be placed. And pretty much what I'm going to do here is tie a Compara done wing. I'm going to grab some of my medium to dark Compara done hair. Take a good amount. I'm going to comb out the fuzz that's in between the wing, or I'm sorry, the fibers, the cut ends. You can see the fuzz coming up. I'm opening my scissors up about a 1/16 of an inch and just kind of poking and drawing out that fuzz. I hope you guys can clearly see that. Yeah. Then I'm going to find my hair stacker and stack the natural ends inside the hair stacker. They go in as opposed to stacking the cut ends. We're going to put the natural ends inside the hair stacker. We have a nice knife edge alignment there. Looking good. So we're going to measure our wing to equal approximately the shank of the hook, including the eye. And we're going to place that in that sweet spot that we determined earlier. Spin our thread. I don't care if it's clockwise or counterclockwise. Just to tighten it up a bit. We're going to crease that wing like I taught you guys how to do with the Compara done if you've been following me. Just put 10 or 12 good wraps in there to put a crease in the wing, and then take them off. You'll notice a nice crease in the wing, and then your very first wrap, it bites down so much better, and then you can just rotate that all the way around the shank of the hook and lock it in. Clip off your cut ends, trying not to catch the natural ends. And get rid of as much of that as possible. There we go. Just work around the shank because it's spun all the way around. Okay. Hold on to your indicator and draw up all those spun deer hair fibers so they're all on top, or as much as you can get. Sometimes it's not that easy to do. And dam up some thread up against the front of the wing. And there's your wing. And then you're going to fan it out. I'm going to point it toward the camera so you can see. I hope you could see. Just fan it out 180 degrees. And cover up the remainder of that excess. Excellent. And for now, we're just going to leave that there, just the way it is. It looks ugly, but I promise you, it'll be sweet looking when we're done. So now, wrap into all the way back to the critical bend. And what we're going to do is prepare for our egg sac. I'm going to reorient the hook so that I can get into that bend quite a bit, like so. Get in there good, guys. There we go. Got a couple cut ends still hanging in there with the rest of the wing. All right, now for the egg sac. The egg sac is like a greenish color, pea color egg sac. I just took the liberty of mixing it up a little bit of bluing olive and a little bit of chartreuse fir blend that I had laying around, and kind of mixed it all together, and I got just about the perfect color for that egg sac. And I'm only going to take a tiny bit. It doesn't take much to make an egg sac for sure. So dub it tight, and you're not going to need that much. I probably have overkill here right now, as you can see. And we're just going to wrap and form a little ball. Just like so. There we go. I think that's sufficient. Yeah, that looks perfect. So there's our egg sac. So let's do a little review here. I'm going to reorient the hook. We started off by covering half the shank of the hook in preparation for anchoring our indicator, because this fly is going to lay flat in the water with the tail end, the butt end, hanging down underwater with the egg sac. So this is going to be our indicator so we can see this fly. Then we made a Compara done wing. We used that technique. And this wing is not complete yet. I just want to get into the fly a little bit more. But we made a Compara done wing, more or less. And then we wrapped our thread back, and we formed our egg sac, our bright green egg sac. So now for the abdomen, the remainder of the abdomen. And I'm going to use my dark chocolate brown hare's ear. A little bit of that. Not going to go crazy. And I'm going to dub that up. That's going to be dubbed right up to the wing. And we want to be right up against that egg sac. Having a little difficulty with that for some reason. There we go. I don't want to go too heavy on the body. Let's see what that looks like from your side. Okay. And dub that right up. A little bit more. Starting to look pretty good. Let me just take a wrap off there and lock it in. There we go. Right up against that wing, guys. You want that pretty tight. I'm just taking my time, applying small applications. There we go. Draw your wing back a little bit. Dam up some blend up in front. And It's looking good. So now I'm going to put some legs on this thing. I'm going to use some, just some speckled henback, just a couple legs. And I'm going to grab, about a 1/4 inch worth and gather them together and just kind of tuck them underneath. Hopefully not catching too much of that wing. That's the challenge here. And just rotate them under. There we go. Clip off your excess. There's a lot going on with this fly. I just don't want to get too busy in here. There we go. So now, in review, we have our egg sac, our abdomen, our Compara wing, if you want to call it that for now, our indicator, so we could see the fly once it's spent in the water. And I'm going to add a little bit more blend just to finish off the fly. Pull the wing back so we can see what we're doing here. That's it. Pull my indicator up. I'm going to tie my knot right in the front there, ahead of the indicator. There we go. Okay. So, this fly is pretty much done. It's a little ugly looking for now, but at the moment, but we'll clean it up. I'm going to clip my indicator a little shorter, and then I'm going to take these wings and fan them out and clip the top right off. And then just position this so that it's the wings, so that they're the way I see them when I'm fishing. I see these guys floating down the stream in front of me with their egg sac tucked under the water. And trout definitely will hit this fly, just like you see it here, for sure. I'm going to put some glue on there, seal the knot. And I'm going to just rotate this slowly to show you what I got going on here. And maybe even take it out of the vise. So you want this to hang down in the film so that the wings are flat in the surface tension. And the butt end, the abdomen is hanging under with the egg sac hanging down and drifting downstream. It's a proven pattern for me, and you'll be able to see the fly because it's flush with the water. The wings are flush in the water with the abdomen hanging down, like I said earlier. But you'll see the indicator, and that'll definitely save your day there, because typically this fly will disappear without that indicator, and you won't even see your drift. But yeah, this is a great little fly, great little pattern. It's the egg-laying version of the Grannom, female Grannom. And yeah, I think you should add this to your arsenal, guys. So thank you for joining me in this episode of the Fly of the Week, and I really appreciate your support. And please subscribe to my channel if you are enjoying the content I'm pushing out. And tight lines.